people, and welcome back again to Breaking News Nigeria. Happy Sunday to all of you. So guys, there's a breaking news and a growing tension surrounding the detention of Nnamdi Kanu. According to a shocking revelation from one of his lawyers, Barrister Maxwell Opara, Nnamdi Kanu was allegedly attacked by a DSS officer right inside the detention facility. This revelation has once again raised serious questions about Kanu's safety, human rights, and the overall transparency of his ongoing trial. Barrister Maxwell Opara took to social media to reveal that he personally visited Nnamdi Kanu at the DSS facility earlier today, alongside a few other colleagues. During the visit, Kanu narrated how a DSS officer attacked him in front of his cell room when he returned from court on Friday. He also said that since that incident, he has not been feeling well. Now, this was what Opara Maxwell posted on his page, where he said, if you look at this thing closely, Maxwell Opara said that Nnamdi Kanu told him that the DSS people attacked him in his cell. So he said, I went to visit Nnamdi Kanu this afternoon at the DSS with few other colleagues, and he narrated to us how DSS officer attacked him in front of his cell room when he came from court on Friday, and stating that he has not been happy since then. Though we try to encourage him to be strong, as he will always be. This is the reason why we have been demanding that the court should order for his transfer to the correctional center, especially now that he's preparing to open his defense in court. Like, guys, this is so sad. I would love you guys to listen to what Maxwell Opara have to say, and I'm going to be right back. Just watch this video.
Today is Saturday, 25th day of October 2025. I just came out from DSSS now with some of my colleagues where we went to see Nnamdi Kanu. He was brought back to DSSS. So reaching there, one DSSS officer attacked him. One DSSS officer attacked him. That's what he told us. So, and we said, okay, since it's like this, there's every need for him to draw attention to that incident to the court on Monday, when the matter will come up. The two people, and we have also told him what to inform the court about it. So that is the update. Thank you and God bless you.
So guys, I'm sure you guys have listened to what Maxwell Opara said. Now, he went on to say that despite efforts to encourage him to stay strong, the team is now seriously demanding that the court orders his immediate transfer from the DSS facility to a proper correlation center, especially now that Kanu is trying to open his defense in court. This revelation for Maxwell Opara has sparked outrage among supporters and legal analysts. Many are asking, why is the DSS still detaining Nnamdi Kanu despite multiple court orders for his transfer or his release? Legal experts believe that if this allegation is true, it could amount to a violation of his fundamental human rights. But looking at what is happening, it is true. Especially since Kanu is still a defendant under trial, not even a convicted a prisoner. A lot of people have been saying, what is going on? What is going on? Why are these people, treating Nnamdi Kanu, this bad? Why? Anyway, guys, I love you guys to listen, to what people have to say about Nnamdi Kanu's detention. And please do well to drop your thoughts in the comment section below, because I'm going to be right back. Guys, what is this?
To meet
right back.
The judges at the court 7 specifically. But if you go to court 7, there are video cameras, opportunities to also eavesdrop. I'm not saying that his lordship was in his chamber, but what if he was in chamber? Who else was in chamber with him to eavesdrop on the discussions between Nnamdi Kanu and his lawyers?
Well, they would argue that it's getting all rather paranoid now.
No, it's not. No, if you agreed that because of electronic cameras and audio equipment and all the stuff in DSS would not be adequate for him to have concrete discussions with his lawyers in the defense of his case, and you're moving him from DSS to his court. But the court itself is also...
Yeah, but I mean, obviously the judge has more confidence in the court than the DSS facility.
Well, he's not...
So that's...
No, he moved the matter from the DSS facility to the court.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hoping that the court will be an adequate place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Same court obviously has more confidence.
Absolutely, but then the same court has the same issues as it would be at the DSS. The court is also wired electronically.
But maybe the judge, because he's a judge in that court. I mean, I'm just speculating. Has more control and more access to that kind of material.
So what if the judge, what if the judge was eavesdropping on his conversations with his lawyers? Would that not also affect? Would that not also affect the way and manner, the perception that he sees with the
well, I mean, that's purely
and would also lead to bias?
Yeah, that's speculative. But let's move away from that. Usually the decision by someone to fire his lawyers and represent himself tends to be a tactical move. Mm-hmm. It's sometimes used by defendants hoping to challenge the system. I mentioned that at the outset, and potentially gain an acquittal. They believe that by representing themselves, they can control the narrative and create reasonable doubt. But that strategy has also been known to backfire. I give you one example. Mm-hmm. And it's probably an extreme example, mm-hmm. and I don't mean to kind of link it to Nnamdi Kanu, but if you remember the mass murderer in America called Ted Bundy, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. who was eventually executed. Mm-hmm. I mean, he got in, his lawyers were trying to arrange a plea bargain for him mm-hmm. to get 75 years in jail, in other words, life imprisonment, and he got angry and fired all of them mm-hmm. and said he was going to represent himself. Mm-hmm. And he ended up being found guilty, condemned to death, and executed because he did it himself. Whereas the lawyers had already made a plea bargain arrangement which would have kept him alive.
Well, let me tell you something, Doc. I don't know Ted Bundy, but I
don't know him either.
But I know Nnamdi Kanu. If you were in court today listening to Nnamdi Kanu, you will come up with the absolute impression that this is a very cerebral man. He understands the law. He also understands the challenges that are facing him.
So you think he got a better shot representing himself than the people who have represented him for quite some time? Senior advocates of Nigeria.
He made a decision.
Yeah.
He made a decision with the lawyers yesterday, which included the senior advocates of Nigeria. I'm sure they gave him proper legal advice, and I'm sure that he listened to all their suggestions to him, their briefings to him, and he chose otherwise. Like Kanu Agabi said today, that after the meeting, they came to court today to honor the court, and as well to honor Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's request that they be debriefed, and that they respect his opinions.
Right.
And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in court says that for now, he used the word for now, I am standing alone to defend myself. Doesn't mean that tomorrow that you will not see new sets of lawyers, which may include the current lawyers that have been debriefed. Right. But the most important thing for Nnamdi Kanu and everybody who is supportive of him is to ensure that everything that is going to be done goes towards fair hearing, and that every opportunity is given to him as stated in the Constitution.
Right. The point is that he's not asking the court to give him time to choose a new set of lawyers.
No, he has not.
He's saying that he's going to represent himself.
No, he doesn't need to ask the court.
Right.
Even if he brings a new lawyer into the matter that's completely different from the existing lawyers, the lawyers will come under Section 36(6)(b).
They still need time.
They'll still need time.
Yeah. To familiarize
themselves with the case. And the evidences that have been put forth by the prosecutor. Even if Nnamdi Kanu is taking over his matter, he still needs time to go through his trial files, know the evidences that have been put forth, also be aware of the 23 witnesses that he's already given to the court, and the court has issued summons for all the 23 witnesses, and are compelling them to come and testify. So there's got to be adequate time. Right. You don't expect that within the 6 days already given, 1 day is gone, that he has 5 days to prepare his defense. Right. That's why I was saying that if anything goes contrary to Section 36(6)(b), then he definitely is going to lead and make the trial to be a nullity. Okay. So he has to be given adequate time to look at his case file, to first of all find out whether Agabi and the other team have given him his case file. he can't study everything tonight, so he needs adequate time, and then the facilities to be able to ensure that
we'll
he prepares himself very well.
Right, we'll watch and see how that develops. Meanwhile, of course, one of his lawyers, Aloy Ejimako, who stuck out his neck by becoming a bit more activist and taking part in the Free Nnamdi Kanu protests on Monday, is under arrest and is being charged with various offences. What's the story there? I understand you've been to see him in detention.
I went there today. I went there 2 days ago and today to visit with him and the other co-accused, Kuje Prison, to visit with them, and hopefully tomorrow the matter was adjourned by the magistrate court till Friday, which is tomorrow, of which we hope the offences being charged are bailable offences, and that the judge will adequately grant bail to allow them, especially Ejimako, who is the engine house or the secretariat of the Nnamdi Kanu legal team, to arrest him the way they did and to detain him the way. He's also, you can say, a conspiracy theorist.
Well, I mean,
are saying that, it was done deliberately.
Yeah, but
to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is devoid of Ejimako services.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, because Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor on information and strategy to the president, has called for disciplinary action against Mr. Ejimako for what he called professional misconduct.
What professional misconduct?
Well,
Ejimako is a lawyer by profession.
Right.
He's a Nigerian citizen by profession, entitled to the provisions and to the protection of Section 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that says that he has a right to peaceful assembly and association. So why is it different? Because he's Ejimako, and then he is no longer entitled to that because he's a lawyer. What about the doctors that came for the protest? What about students that came and many other people that came?
Well, yes,
are they not entitled to the same protection there? So it goes to that pattern, Charles, that I keep saying every single time, that when it comes, especially in the administration of criminal justice, there appear to be two sets of rules in this country, one for the Igbo man and another for every other
but of course, the man who organized the protest, Omoyele Sowore, has himself been nicked by the police.
Well, I had that today.
Yeah, we saw the video.
I had that today.
We saw it. We saw the arrest. And it's,
yes, I had that
he's
today.
Been arrested.
He's been arrested. But what took them that long? If they were going to arrest everybody, why didn't they arrest everybody all at the same time? Because of the outcry on what may have appeared to be an injustice, particularly on one particular race or one particular tribe, the Igbo tribe. And then maybe, just like they said, if you look at what the CPO of FCT said, that is almost like an injustice. They have arrested so many others, and then the person who organized the protest was never arrested.
Right.
But even so, has not committed any crime by, protesting under Section 40 of the Constitution. They
claim the reason why Bayo Onanuga was calling for sanctions against a lawyer.
Did they give Tinubu sanction? Did they give Tinubu sanction when Tinubu was protesting himself?
Let me just make the point. The reason, I mean, there are different contexts. The reason,
they're not different.
Hold on. Let me just make the point. The reason is that, according to them.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Breaking News Nigeria. As you guys already know, Nnamdi Kanu was in court yesterday, and today he will still be in court. And honestly, what happened?
According to them, there was a court order preventing that.
Preventing them from going to the villa.
Preventing parts of that protest from
going to the villa. Where were they arrested? Were they?
As I was coming to the court premises, what I saw today, I couldn't believe it. Even the judge who was about to enter, they denied him entrance to the court. Even me, I was like...
Hello everyone, welcome back to Breaking News Nigeria. Hello everyone, welcome back to Breaking News Nigeria. As you guys already know, Nnamdi Kanu was in court yesterday, and today he will still be in court. And honestly, what happened inside the courtroom has left a lot of people talking. Now here's the twist. Nnamdi Kanu has decided to defend himself in court, and that decision alone has raised so many eyebrows across Nigeria and even beyond. From what I gathered, a lot of lawyers and political observers are calling this move very risky.
They say that in legal history, people who choose to represent themselves in high-profile cases often ended up being convicted simply because the legal system is complex and emotions can get in the way of proper defense strategy. But then again, others are saying that this is a bold and strategic move by Kanu, that maybe he wants to directly challenge the system and control his own narrative in court. Now, the big question everyone is asking is, what is next? Will Nnamdi Kanu continue to represent himself, or will he decide to bring back his legal team tomorrow? Well, to shed more light on what really went down in court yesterday, I want you guys to listen to Obia Abgocha, who was right there in court. He gave a detailed breakdown of everything that happened. He said he was even surprised that Nnamdi Kanu decided to defend himself. Guys, listen to this, and I'm going to be right back. And please drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and also turn on notifications to be getting all the latest news in this channel. Guys, watch this video, and I'm going to be right back.
Felony trial of Nnamdi Kanu, because today, at the start of his defense in court, the IPOB separatist leader, in what appears to be a flash of visceral rage, fired his entire legal team and announced that from now on he'll be representing himself and would opt to take his chances in court. The decision to fire his lawyers and represent himself appears to be a tactical move, which is sometimes used by defendants hoping to challenge the system and potentially gain an acquittal. They believe that by representing themselves, they can control the narrative and create reasonable doubt. But it was also a strategic move that's been known to backfire. So, as we mentioned at the outset, how did it come to this? What would have driven Mr. Kanu to fire all those high-powered lawyers that make up his legal team? With more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the member of the House of Representatives under the Labour Party, the Honourable Obi Agwocha, who was in court when today's drama unfolded.
Hi,
Thank
Charles.
you very much indeed. Good to see you again.
I'm happy you know that I'm a Labour man.
Yeah, well, you are. Because
Labour for life. I'm not wearing my Labour insignia here. But
well, I'm going to get to that because there is another drama that's unfolded. In fact, you're in the central. I mean, there's drama with the Nnamdi Kanu, there's drama with the Labour Party, but we're going to get to that in a minute. But you were in court today when Mr. Kanu, for want of a better term, purged his legal team. How did it come to that?
Well, he had discussions with the legal team yesterday, and all of us were shocked when we came to court, and the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation previous, Kanu Gabi, announced to the court that himself and the legal team, especially those of the Inner Temple, are withdrawing. And the judge also was shocked and asked Nnamdi Kanu about it, and he concurred that for now that he would take charge of his defense. Doesn't mean that if tomorrow an opportunity arises that lawyers will not also be part of it. So, but for today, probably tomorrow, he would take charge of his defense. So that's what happened in court. And
were you surprised?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly or shocked?
Well, surprised and shocked at the same time. In terms that none of us knew about it. I came to court, just like I've always done, attend the court hearings and all this stuff, and I sat there, listening. I kept making the contributions. It's just between Nnamdi Kanu, the prosecution team and the defense team, and the judge. So as of today, the lawyers have virtually stood down. Whether they have given Nnamdi Kanu his case files, I do not know. But when you go to section 36(6)(b) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which are actually a crucial provision towards fair hearing, specifically to persons who are charged with criminal or capital offenses, is the constitutional right of Mr. Kanu to decide to take over the defense of his own case. It is also his constitutional right that adequate time and facilities be provided for him to ensure that to ensure that he has adequate defense.
Yeah, but I don't think the issue is whether or not I mean, I think everybody knows he's got constitutional that right, which is why the judge allowed it. But the question is, what's the thinking behind it? I mean, you know, things aren't going well when you fire the people who are supposed to protect and represent you in a trial, don't you? I mean, did it appear to you to be an act of sort of visceral rage, impulsive, chaotic purge that wasn't well thought out? Or do you think he thought it out?
If you look at the statements made by the leadership, Nnamdi Kanu, he said after the meeting they had yesterday that the information was told them that they were going to be debriefed and that they respect the rights of Nnamdi Kanu.
No, I understand that, but I'm trying to get to the backstory.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if there was anything that happened otherwise at that meeting, I was not in that meeting. I only showed up.
But I mean, you would have heard things. I mean, you talked to him.
No, really.
You guys normally hug each other at the end of the trial. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, we sat close.
Did he whisper anything?
No. But at the end of the day, he was actually, he was actually led through the judge's chambers, to be evacuated back from the Federal High Court to the detention center. So we didn't have enough time to discuss in court, to say, because he's often brought to court 10 minutes to 9, and the judge comes out exactly about 9 dot. So there wasn't that much of a time beyond the camaraderie.
I mean, we obviously saw the statement. I was actually hoping that we would hear that clip from the lawyers, because they made a public statement, which has been run on a rise several times today. But I mean, is there anything beyond that public statement that that might have said perhaps in out of camera to you?
No, nothing yet. I've yet to be informed otherwise. But I know that tomorrow he may be meeting with some of the current legal team that were debriefed. Maybe possible some additional members of the legal team to go forward, at least to have some people who will surround him and be giving him legal advice where necessary, and the authorities that he will need to proceed with the defense of his case. But what we are saying, crucially, Charles, is that Section 36(6)(b) is essential, that it appears that the government is rushing his defense by giving him 5 days. He's already made known to the court, and the court has given summons to 23 witnesses. He will need to spend time to discuss with those witnesses, and where those witnesses are not compliant, to ensure that the court compels them through subpoena to come and testify in court as to their knowledge of events from the time he was arrested to the time he was extraordinarily renditioned, and from the time the trials also began 5-6 years ago. So if you're going to rush, the prosecution has had more than 10 years to prepare for this matter. They have arraigned him on several charges, withdrew several charges, and rearraigned him. They've had adequate time to present their case, and they have rested their case. The defense also requires adequate time to be able to present their case. You cannot say in a capital offense, a criminal trial that has so many significance, not just for jurisprudence, but the social and security dynamics in Nigeria, that Nnamdi Kanu is expected that is within 5 days to be able to put a defense. If you're going to railroad him, just like the court in their determination, court says he does not verily believe that access to lawyers at the DSS facilities may be videoed, may be eavesdropped. So he agreed for 3 hours. That was yesterday's meeting, for himself and his lawyers to meet.
To them, there was a court order preventing that.
Preventing them from going to the villa.
Preventing parts of that protest from
going to the villa. Where were they arrested? Were they arrested?
But that in violation of that rule, which is why he's saying that there is an issue of profession. I mean, I'm not a spokesman for him. I'm just telling you why he said that and why also Sowore has been arrested. But let's move on from that because we're running out of time. I mean, I asked this question of Mr. Sowore a few days ago because he was here on the night of those protests. With all the dust that's been raised by the protests and everything else in between, is that likely to make things better or worse for Mr. Kanu?
No, for me, every opportunity to draw the attention of the state to Nnamdi Kanu and the apparent injustice in the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu. The judge is Yoruba. The prosecution team, all of them are Yoruba. The Attorney General is Yoruba. Mr. President is Yoruba. It appears that, for some elements within the Yoruba, community are looking at this as a new civil war between the Yoruba and the Igbos. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, but you're the one who's saying that.
No, but it's the reality.
No. Well, I mean,
it is the reality, Charles.
It depends on how you interpret.
No, but it is the reality.
Right.
Who is superintending the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu? It's a Yoruba judge. It's not an Hausa judge.
You're saying that there is.
Who is the prosecutor? Is the Yoruba prosecutor? Who are the prosecution team? Yoruba.
You're saying that
the Attorney General is Yoruba.
Are you saying there is a conspiracy, or there is the perception of a conspiracy? Which one are you talking about?
If you look at the way it is going, and they are resilient and adamant in seeing that Nnamdi Kanu is not given adequate provisions of time, adequate facilities to ensure that he has adequate provisions for his defense. So if you see how it is going, one may have the perception that is a conspiracy of a few Yoruba people against the Igbos. So that's the impression that is out there. It's not just me that is talking. I mean, how can you expect somebody? You're saying that, okay, you have ruled so that you cannot go back. Every other thing will be done in presentation of your addresses. And then you have a holistic judgment. Anyway, who does that?
Yeah,
there are jurisdictional issues that needs to be.
Well, I'm not holding brief,
and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not holding brief.
But I'm not holding brief for anybody. But I don't think it's fair to make an allegation against a set of people when you haven't got a scintilla of evidence to support the point that you are making.
Charles, I just gave you an instance. Excuse me, sir. I just gave you an instance.
Speculative.
The judge is Yoruba. The judge is Yoruba.
It's not fair.
Well, it's not fair for the injustice that is being meted on Nnamdi Kanu.
Anyway, let me ask you this. Let's turn away from, because we literally got a minute or so left. Let's turn away from Nnamdi Kanu for a hot second, and let's turn to the continuing. I mean, you seem to be carrying a lot of problems. I mean, from Nnamdi Kanu now to the continuing travails of the Labour Party, your party. I mean, we received a press release today from the interim chairman, Nnamdi Usman, accusing the acting chair of INEC, Mrs. May Abamuche Mbu, who's now handed over to the new INEC chair, Professor Joash Amupitan, of being in criminal collusion with the factional chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure, over what they described as a fake court order, and they were calling for her arrest. I mean, that sounds monstrously complicated. Well, what's all that about?
I remember the last time I was there, I told you that we do not have any faction in Labour Party. We do not. There's a court judgment that is specific, even reaffirmed by another court judgment of a high court. The matter is going to appeal court again. But what we had expected INEC to do is to have, the interpretation of the court judgment that invalidated Mr. Julius Abure as the chairman and validated Ms. Nnamdi Usman as the acting national chairman of the party. So we're still waiting for INEC to do the needful and to do the right things to ensure that Labour Party has adequately, the leadership that we believe in, which is Nnamdi Usman's leadership, to take the party to greater heights.
Right. So, okay. Well, it sounds like a model to me.
Till then, I'm Labour for life, and many of us have remained. in the Labour Party.
Well, it depends on how much more life the Labour Party has,
we have a lot of life. We have a lot of life.
Okay, well,
and that life, given an opportunity in 2027, will be the new leadership of the
well,
Federal
As I was coming to the court premises, what I
President Tinubu has tried to do one or two things, put some infrastructure, move some money there. You say you don't.
Yes. You'll be out. You'll be out.
The Kanu protest and the agitation for the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu. How do you view it?
It is a legitimate demand. And I support the protest. Way many Nigerians are in support of the protest. And my position on this has been clear, even from when President Buhari forcefully took him away from Kenya. As far as I'm concerned, Nnamdi Kanu did not do anything that will warrant his detention for 5 years. Nnamdi Kanu, there is no evidence to show that he killed anybody. There's no evidence to show that he carried arms.
That's for the court to determine. And that is in trial.
But if the courts are keeping somebody for 5 years and they have not been able to try him,
is that illegitimate?
Of course, the court. You can see. Hasn't the court decided on this matter when it came to the issue of his bail before the Court of Appeal? He was discharged and acquitted. So as far as I'm concerned, you started with the court. Sheung, I, like most Nigerians, are not persuaded in any manner with what is going in the courts. And I will not also be persuaded, whatever judgment, either way or the other, that comes out from the courts. Because there is a deliberate act, and I say so when President Buhari was in office. There are people who have committed heinous crimes in this country. They have murdered people, they have kidnapped people, they have raped women, they have killed children, they have done all sorts of things. There are people aiding and abetting them. There are people who have gone to their domain, talking with them. We are aware of helicopters dropping food, dropping ammunition in the bush, which of course our security had the capacity to trap. Sheung, Nnamdi Kanu did not do any of those. But he's in detention. What was the cause? And I told President Buhari, it was because of the ancient hatred you have against the Igbos. I told President Buhari when he was in office, my position has not changed. But why I'm worried, you're looking at me. I told him you had ancient hatred against the Igbos. That was why he kept Nnamdi Kanu there. If he was from another tribe, Nnamdi Kanu will not be there.
Are you dispassionate about this, or you are speaking because you are of the same extraction?
Good.
Because there are those who oppose, who don't have the same view as you have it tonight about the situation. There are those who ask questions about those who have taken opportunities on the situation in the South is based on the order, the radio broadcast, the publications, and the statements that are being made online. You know what has happened with the man in Finland that has been prosecuted. As soon as that man was being prosecuted, the sit-at-home order and some of the mayhem being unleashed by opportunists of the agitation of Biafra stopped. Southeast started experiencing under this government some level of peace.
Sheung, what I'm saying, I said it to a sitting president. Whether people agree or not, Sheung, you know those that loves you. You know those who hate you. It's not because I'm Igbo. I would have taken the same position if a Yoruba man or Fulani man was involved. My patriotism has no limitations.
What do you think that
Just
government of the day? Apology. What do you think the government of the day who felt that a region consisting of 5 states is under consistent attack, is in distress and is insecure based on the action and the statement of one person. What do you think they could have done differently?
You see the matter? President Tinubu did not cause this problem. He inherited it. President Tinubu has no hand in the detention of Nnamdi Kanu. But what is curious is why he has not taken steps to get him out. He has no hand. He didn't take him there.
As a lawyer, you think how easy would that be to establish a non-prosecutor on a matter of national security?
What is the national security? These are things that people manufacture to justify their positions.
Nnamdi Kanu is facing one of the highest criminal offenses.
And that is what? And that is what?
Terrorism. Charges against him.
Can you define terrorism?
No, that's what for the courts to tell.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And all the others, all those people that did all the things I aforementioned, none was charged of terrorism. I have explained to you, Nnamdi Kanu has the right to demand peacefully for anything for his people. I am not saying because I'm from there. And that was why I have said it before you. President Tinubu, get him out of this. He has no hand in it. But he should have, he's in a position to rectify it. He knew the truth. Why has he not done so? You see, people are talking about some interest group. People are saying, don't release him. It will disbalance this, disbalance that. The truth is that Nnamdi Kanu, as we said that time to President Buhari, go and discuss with Nnamdi Kanu. You don't have to look for him in this manner. This is somebody, look at what is happening today. He did not talk to anybody. If he was outside, they say he has sponsored everybody. Okay. Showore that is taking this thing on his own now, based on his struggles. He's not an Igbo. You were not able to tell Showore this because he's not Igbo. If it was Dawanya, we say, hey, he has come. So we should forget about all these mundane issues and considerations. What is bad is bad. What is not good must be condemned no matter who is involved. President Tinubu, yes, we agree there are some people in the southeast who do not want Nnamdi Kanu out.
Really? There are people like that?
I can say it authoritatively.
Who are those?
There are some top businessmen who are involved in businesses in Abuja, oil and all that. There are some top politicians who are of the view, and which is correct, that if Nnamdi Kanu comes today, there are people whose political career will come to an end permanently without him saying a word. Nnamdi Kanu has been loved by the people. It's like when they were chasing Fubara. You had me say so here. I told President Tinubu, if the issue about 2027, the person to do business with is Fubara. Are you seeing what is happening there now? They have loved him, they have loved him. Organic support. Nnamdi Kanu need not talk to anybody. That was why I'm sure that is the pressure that the president is having. But the president is number one. He is the president of Nigeria. And he's the only person that can say, stop, it will stop. You don't have to take everything that everybody puts to you, hook, line, and sinker. When the issue started with this insecurity in the southeast, they raided the prison. We came out to say, no, this was not our deeds. Those people were imported. Security came back to realize it. But what happened next? Because they have been exposed, they decided to recruit urchins, non-educated people, people that are not skilled. Locals started training them.
Are you an IPOB apologist?
No. Look. I don't expect you to.
Are you a believer?
No. I don't expect you to come to that way because you know that I believe in Nigeria.
But I'm asking you, you might have your. You might have
no.
You might have an apology for the struggle of Biafra and what IPOB stands for.
I am an open book. You will always know where I am.
You know the history of IPOB.
I
right?
believe.
You know the history of IPOB.
What's the history?
There are those who say legitimately it started off as a peaceful intentions or right about the agitation of the Igbo.
What brought about IPOB?
But what happened?
No, what brought about IPOB? Chenwu, you have a region that has been marginalized. They've been crying for marginalization. It wasn't during the time of President Buhari. President Tinubu has tried to do one or two things, put some infrastructure, move some money there. You say you don't want them. Chenwu, you say you don't like me. You say you don't want me. Okay, allow me to go home. You say I will not go. One must give way. It's either you bring me at the center or you let me go. We should stop pretending in this country. That is what we are talking about. The people are saying they are marginalized.
What is marginalization? Can you mention one thing that...
Let's look at your dictionary.
No.
Say, well, you know.
In practical terms.
I'm coming. Yeah. There are no federal presence in the southeast. The little we are having now is other Tinubu. Cease. None. No good roads, no infrastructure. You borrowed money. President Buhari borrowed money to build rails up to Mali, another country. None cross the southeast. But we are paying the loan back. We are part and parcel of repaying the loan. And you say it is justice. They have the right to protest. You can't beat and flog a child. You still stop the child from crying.
What would have been
the child must cry.
What would have been the best way to handle that situation?
The best way is for President Tinubu to sit down, look at the whole thing, find a way to balance these things, bring in Nnamdi Kanu out, go and do business with Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody else can do that apart from the president. If you subdue this one, expect it again and again and again. You cannot run away from it. Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime. Nnamdi Kanu did nothing. He did not kill anybody. He did not move arms.
It's not for you to decide. The matter is in court.
The truth is naked. I don't need to. The truth is naked.
It is not for you. As a lawyer, you are a servant before the temple of justice.
Let me tell you.
And you know what it means when a matter is before the court. You cannot say Nnamdi Kanu did nothing when the court is still assessing and trying the matter.
It will reach.
No, you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. On that note, you are wrong, sir. No, sir. You are wrong on the note to say. It's a matter of law.
It will get to this.
It's subjudice for you to say.
In this country,
yes, sir.
When people will stop listening to what you are talking about. Let me tell you an experience I had in 1992. I was in NIPS. Part of the programs in NIPS is you have local tours, African tours, and outside tour. My group went to Kano, Imo, then Cameroon, then Brazil. Was it Brazil? Brazil, yes. When we got to Cameroon, the chief of army staff, General Kumankwi, was given instruction by this Povia on certain things. Commander-in-Chief, he said, Mr. President, this order is illegal. I will not obey it. In Cameroon. And I'm ready to take the consequences. That thing was boiling before we left for our foreign tours. It will get to a point in this country, unless we redress judiciary, we redress what we are doing to Nigerian people will start taking the laws.
Just a moment, sir. The reason why I said you're wrong, sir, and you are a very senior lawyer, you know that when a matter is yet to be decided before the court, you do not take it out of the mouth of justice. Allow the court to have decided the matter. That's why I said this is not a court of law.
The court has decided the issue of Nnamdi Kanu.
Just a moment.
The court has decided.
The court has not freed Nnamdi Kanu.
The court has freed Nnamdi Kanu. The court of appeal.
Just a moment, sir. The court has not decided on the trial of Nnamdi Kanu. It's still in process. The man is still under detention, and the matter is before the court. And I'm saying, as a lawyer, you know that it is not right. It's subjudice for you to now determine for the court on television what the court is still trying at the moment.
Let me tell you. You can do what you like. You can say what you like. I have the right to say I don't believe in what you are doing. It is my inalienable right. You can even sentence me. It is my right. When I show that everything has been compromised in this country, when nobody can get justice? Is it in election matters? And that's why there's no development. People are no longer having confidence in what should have given them the hope that tomorrow will be better. Nnamdi Kanu's case is a case that President Tinubu must address. All these things that are happening today, they're not necessary.
How do you think he will address it? Is it a political or judicial manner in which he will address it? How?
You see, even from the time President Buhari was here, leaders of thought in Igbo land met him. He dismissed it, that it is in court. Governors, 5 governors, led by Hope Uzodinma, whom they are accusing now, erroneously. They don't know the job these people are making to get this man out. But you see, people write nonsense in the media.
So Hope Uzodinma is at the forefront of fighting for Nnamdi Kanu.
Hope Uzodinma, OT, these are the 2 people I know very well.
Abaribe?
No, I'm talking of governors.
Okay.
So, but there are people, just like the job Hope is doing in you, people will come and write nonsense. Imo now is Dubai. The people will go to internet, those who have not come home for more than 5 years, they will read down there and write. They don't know the effort these people are making. They say they have told people not to release him. They told me not to. Where are your facts? My intel has told me about the governors, and I have told you about politicians and businessmen who are afraid of Nnamdi Kanu's release. Let the president. I told you, Shehu, in this station, if we have decided not to release Nnamdi Kanu, bring his body to Ego Square. Let us use him for barbecue. Let his enemies come and chop from the meat so that we can close this matter permanently.
If you were President Tinubu and you decide to release Nnamdi, how would you go about it?
I will call the Igbo leaders, call the governors, take Nnamdi Kanu, file a knowledge political, hand Nnamdi Kanu to them. Let him do any other nonsense when he comes out. I'll call the leaders in Igbo land, call all of them. Nnamdi Kanu did not do anything to deserve all this.
Can the leaders in Igbo land actually curtail any excesses that come from the actions of Nnamdi Kanu? Can they control him?
Did Nnamdi Kanu fall from the sky? Did he fall from the sky?
Does he have people that he listens to?
Even a madman. You can see violent madmen and women. You know they fall in love. You see madmen, you don't hear them. But when they are falling in love, when they see that they are lover, they will change. They become ice water. He didn't fall from the sky. So every madman has somebody that will talk to him and he will listen.
There are people in Nnamdi Kanu listens to.
Call leaders. File a knowledge. Call leaders in Igbo land. Call leaders of thought. Bring them to the villa. Take your son. We are giving him to you. Release him. All these things happen. If not for the good governors we have in the southeast, nothing will work there. We have the best governors in the region now. I am saying it without hesitation. They are working from Hope to OT to Mba and all that. If not, they have frustrated the economy of the place. In a year, we lost almost 7 trillion naira. But they are doing their best to put infrastructure, to empower people, and to do those things, health, education. We are people that work hard. People should stop hating us. So, the Igbo man is the easiest person to deal with if you have his code.
And what is the code of the Igbo man?
It's not for the public. You have to buy it.
Trade and commerce. It's interesting, and if you look at the conversation I had with Governor Soludo yesterday, and he said something that the Igbo man needs to be more accommodating, that if you are an itinerant person, you cannot be seen in a certain land. But
he was saying they are not accommodating?
No.
Okay.
He was talking about how to resolving this matter, and he said his mind. But in a secure national security prism, how do you explain it to those who are, because you know, justice, they say, justice is not only to be served on the victim, justice to the public, justice to the person who has been prosecuted. So in that sense, there are those who have been on the receiving side of the actions. And if you look at Simon Ekpa. Just a moment, sir. Let me land on the thought. There are people who have been maimed and killed
by
in the name of Nnamdi Kanu. No. So that's the question I'm asking.
That is the trajectory
just a moment,
his haters are pushing
there
forward.
are those who ask questions that the intent may be good, but there are opportunities who have taken advantage of it. Take, for example, someone who went to Owerri to visit a former political advisor to Goodluck Jonathan.
So, guys, I'm sure you guys have listened to this wonderful interview and what they said about Nnamdi Kanu. Now, honestly, this is an information coming from Maxwell Okpara about what is going on in DSS. You know that many of us don't know what is going on with Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. Only his lawyers know. So Maxwell Okpara has brought this to our table to inform the general public of what is happening. He said he went to visit Nnamdi Kanu this afternoon at the DSS with few other colleagues, and he narrated to us how the DSS officer attacked him in front of his cell room when he came from court on Friday, and stating that he has not been happy since then. Oh my God. When I saw this message, I was just feeling bad for Nnamdi Kanu, like what this man is going through, honestly. What he's going through in this DSS detention. This man, they should they should they have brought that, they have tried to look for what they're going to use against him. They have not seen anything. So why still keep detaining him? Why? Is Nnamdi Kanu even supposed to be in DSS detention? Supposed to be in the correlation center? Why is he in DSS? He said after his court that day, after his court on Friday, he never felt happy since then. He said we tried to encourage him to be strong, as he has always been. This is the reason why we have been demanding that the court should order for his transfer to the correctional center, especially now that he's preparing to open his defense in court. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do hit the subscribe button, like and share the video, and turn on all notifications to be able to get all the latest news in this channel, especially news about Nnamdi Kanu and other things happening in Nigeria. So, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next live section.